Bulletin of the Puerto Rican Academy of History. It has been suggested that the origin of those Carib Indians was the island of Guadeloupe, with Dominica, Martinique, and St. Croix also being mentioned, as they were associated with bloody incidents that occurred there. If it were true that the Caribs came from the Lesser Antilles and that they were the ones who terrorized the Indians of Puerto Rico, abducting their women with impunity, they would have been able to invade and dominate Puerto Rico. The reality, however, was the opposite, for it was the Carib who was the invader. Nevertheless, although they made incursions along the eastern and northeastern coasts of Puerto Rico, they were unable to establish a foothold anywhere. Their strongest attacks took place after the conquest had begun and were led by Puerto Rican caciques such as Casimir and Uribe, at the head of Indians who had gone into exile from the island and longed to reconquer it. The supreme cacique of Puerto Rico, Guaybana, managed to forge a coalition of island Indians together with those who had withdrawn to the Lesser Antilles, which is an indication that they were of the same origin and language. Juan González Ponce de León built a fort at Daguayo to protect a settlement in that eastern region against any attack by the Carib Indians who had retreated to the Lesser Antilles. Evidence that they were from Puerto Rico is the fact that they stationed spies in the mountains, men who knew the island inch by inch, watching the movements of the Spanish settlers in order to prepare attacks when the opportunity arose. Indians from other islands could not have carried out intelligence work of that caliber. They even had the audacity to attack the capital and military center of the island at Caparra, which is further evidence that they were island Indians returning in an attempt to reconquer it. The Spaniards classified the Indians according to whether they were submissive or rebellious. The rebellious ones were given the label Caribs while those who submitted were known as Taínos, which in their language meant good. The term Carib was contrasted with the meekness of some of the natives, but it did not mean that they were racially or linguistically different. This confusion has persisted to the present and has been the reason why the origin of the Carib Indians was attributed to the Lesser Antilles. The only caciques of the island of Carib who made peace with the Spaniards were the caciques Caguax and Don Alonso del Otoo, but both soon rebelled, for they appeared in the Lesser Antilles, and Caguax later appeared in Cuba at the head of rebellious Indians after the death of Otway. The preponderance of the evidence indicates that the island of Bainque was the same island called Barique and also Carib, which was considered